All right, so this is Dev and Mojo for Retroality. Today we're gonna take a crack at Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the original, the anger-inducing phenomena.
Not the original.
Well,
It's a port of the original. This is really bad. This is probably the worst version,
what's
other
this
than
for? System-wise?
N64.
Right,
It's not as bad as the portable versions, but it's not.
right, yeah. Like the GBA version is pretty sorry, but really, when you look at the, I
Not
mean,
GBA, GBC.
was that what it was?
Game Boy Color, yeah.
Yeah.
It's before GBA came out. A few years.
Yeah. I think I have 4 for GBA or something like that, maybe. Um, great franchise. It went to become one of the great franchises.
Sports-wise,
And
probably the best
yeah.
franchise.
I mean, there's a lot of good games. This just isn't one of them. Like,
Well, yeah, it is.
but I mean,
Not on
like,
N64.
there's lots of stuff about Pro Skater that's annoying after you've played
Yeah.
some of the other ones.
I don't like these compared to Underground and everything else. It's not completely based off of like what I grew up with either, because
Well, really, you got started on Underground.
yeah, but
Essentially.
it just has so much more than this. That's really like what it comes down to. Is it has so much more than this game does.
Yeah.
I
Well-
played this on PS1 because I got it at Blockbuster once, and I think it like I don't think it worked when I bought it. I think it worked like once.
The thing about this is like even the reboot, the HD version that came out that you can get on Steam and you can probably play it on Xbox and you can play
Yeah.
it on PlayStation 3 if you download it.
There's no manuals in this game. I just really wow. That
It looks great, but it's still the same limited game that you had before.
it's
you
way
know?
better on Dreamcast. Dreamcast is the best version. And if I could get a Dreamcast emulator or a Dreamcast with a capture card, I'd be really happy because it's way better to play this on Dreamcast.
I don't know. Like I can remember when you were little, and it used to annoy me when you would like play like Underground and spend the whole game running around, and you didn't get off your board. You remember this is a skate game, not a running game. I used to say that.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can't get off your board in this game annoys me because sometimes you maybe you need to set something up to do
Why
it
did
properly.
it make you angry that I was getting off my board?
Because you would do it for like an hour.
Who cares?
I don't know. I guess I was waiting for my turn. I don't know why.
There's multiplayer that you can play multiplayer.
I don't know
at
what
the
you were
same
doing
time.
on top of it. You know what actually annoyed me really was your customization.
That's all I spent like an hour making a
Yeah,
character.
and then it would like be time to go to bed or something. And you'd be like, "Oh, wait a minute. This sucks. I'm going to do this instead."
I unlocked the second level, so I'm gonna play second level.
That's the other thing. Well, I guess that's present in all the games where you have to do so much before you can go somewhere else, and it's just like you're stuck in the same area over and over, and you're like, well, stupid warehouse. Now we go to the stupid school. I don't think I even unlocked, like the HD one. I don't think I've even unlocked the school yet. I play it all the time. Well, I did anyway. And I've not unlocked the other stuff. I always come like a second away from doing it.
Would it be bad if we played that after we played this?
I don't
in
know.
The same episode.
In the same episode? I don't know. Why not?
We played DuckTales Remastered.
But we didn't play the original.
No, we were gonna play 2. Remember? We were gonna play DuckTales 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's play HD after this, because HD is way better than this. Like, it's still not that great, but I still think HD is way better than this. First of all, well, at least
The controls are better.
controls of this
It
are
looks
not
much
good at all.
better.
Yeah, Yeah, it does look better.
I just wish that they would re-release the Underground series, one
Yeah.
and two in American Wasteland.
That's really all I wanted. All.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
that.
that would be great. I would be satisfied with my Tony Hawk, and
Yeah, I
although
could
I
just have
like,
that and no more Tony Hawk games
y-
ever.
you know, they could put out a deluxe version that had the downhill jam on it too. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was fun. Well, at least the PlayStation 2 version, that port that came out, the GBA version's all right.
No,
It's okay. It doesn't look great. It's hard though because you're you know, I guess the console doesn't have as many controls as like a DualShock does.
this
So
game is
it's
playing in
weird.
slow motion. Like it's kind of I don't understand why, but it's kind of laggy.
Yeah, you wouldn't understand why would it be? You know, this game doesn't have that much ass to it.
This game came out 15 years ago, and it's on N64.
I can just remember playing it on PC when it was brand new.
On PC? This is not on PC.
Pro Skater,
Pro Skater's not on PC.
one of them was. I don't remember.
I'm Googling this. Hang on.
Maybe it was two,
Two.
maybe even three.
Don't see any PC there. Not at all.
All right, so
That's Pro
bear with
Skater
us. So
2.
we're doing a little homeworky type shit here.
No PC. There's Mac. Did you play it on Mac?
No.
Yeah, no, it was on PC. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was
two
the
was
second
on
one.
PC.
The second one.
I just wasted all my level time.
Yeah, but you know, it happens.
Let's play HD.
All right, so let's see. Let's flash forward, get in our TARDIS, and go to the future. All right, so here we are in the future now, and so things are looking much better. We can check out some of the same levels that we
Yes.
were looking at before. Only now these are done high definition for basically, well, the last gen on game consoles.
What do you say,
Consoles. So we're talking about PlayStation 3 and 360 and a decent PC. This happens to be the Steam port,
Hang
which
on.
basically they're all the same.
This
you know.
level does not look the same as it. Is this level different than like?
Was that the school again?
Yeah, but
it looks
like
reversed.
you leave you're not
Yeah.
on that big thing anymore. This level looks
Right.
completely
It's
different.
not the same. It's the same place, but it looks like things are
Playing this old
just
Hawk
different.
with crappy graphics from.
So yeah,
like-
and they brought back the manuals.
Yeah.
What else did they do
Yeah,
in
this
this
level
version?
looks completely different. Looks really different.
I'm pretty sure they add some events in all these new ones,
Crap.
and
It's ragdoll physics.
yeah, you got the ragdoll physics. It's not all stiff anymore, and they combined all the music from the first three games,
Not all of them. Probably it's more from the first two. They add.
and
half-
they added a
yeah.
bunch of new music.
I don't like the new music.
I thought that the Pro Skaters had the weakest soundtracks of all the
They have the
games.
smallest soundtracks.
Yeah. But in general, Tony Hawk games have a nice, diversified bunch of music. There's always songs that you really like in it and songs that you prefer not to hear.
Yeah,
And,
when I was
um,
little, I used to like the punk songs better than the rap songs, which I kind of have vice versa that because the Tony Hawk punks games or the punk music in Tony Hawk, a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it. If it was new when the game came out, it sounds like Blink-182.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it sounds like that era.
a lot of yeah,
like
yeah.
pop
that
punk
pseudo
skater.
pop punk crap. Yeah.
Which I don't like. I don't
It
like
was
any
like
of that.
we're on our way. In a few more years, you'll call us emo,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The thing about Blake that I never really got is like I don't know. They're a lot better than they play. You know, particularly Barker. Like, I'm surprised that Barker plays in that band because he seems like legit punk, and he's playing with a poser band, kinda. And
Yeah.
they're all better. Like, you could see them playing like more like something that Rancid would play. And I know they're new school in the scheme of things too, but they're a lot closer to like genuine sounding music. And they're all into the same bands and crap.
It's the first level from Skater 2. It's basically, it's pretty much just the warehouse level, but it's like there's planes and stuff.
Yeah, you
It's pretty
often
cool.
find yourself back in this warehouse again.
I like this
One of
place
the-
better than the warehouse because there's like more cool stuff
What-
in it.
Oh, the one where it's two. It's Underground 2. Don't you start in one of these again?
Yeah, and Underground 2 you start in the warehouse,
With Bam.
the old warehouse.
Yeah, yeah.
But they added on to the level, like they added like a whole second side,
Right, right.
which is not in any other game.
You
actually.
break through and you can get on that other side.
Yeah, but it's not in any other game. It's not even in this one.
And
And then
they use it in the classic mode for something else too, I think. Maybe the first, maybe the second. It's not the exact one, but it's like based off of it or something. I don't know.
I like grab moves better than flip tricks. I don't know why.
Did they change the transitions in this game too? So that when you're heading straight for the ground, you can change back. You know, like you could in. I'm trying to describe this in a way that makes sense.
Like how your body's horizontal, but you're about to.
Yes,
but
and then
you're
you
about to
can
hit the
change
ground.
yourself.
No, you can't do that. Like you're talking about this.
Right,
Like if
right
you were
there,
to fall,
like that.
No, you can't do anything about that.
They changed that in American Wasteland, I think, where you could actually start doing that. And then they got into the Project 8 Proving Ground style and just totally, I don't know. I thought that the nail the trick shit was stupid.
I think it's visually cool, but
Yeah.
physically it's frustrating.
Yeah, yeah. Executing it. And then those boards were horrible.
The mall. Venice Beach is a
The
terrible
mall.
level. The mall's a cool level.
The mall, yeah, you could play that in one of the classic modes.
The mall is from 1 and American Wasteland in there.
Yeah, yeah. One of the classic. Yep, remember? You can smash. And look how clean it looks here.
This is where any mall nowadays, like this mall, like every single mall that I've seen reminds me of the mall that we go to.
Yeah, yeah. Even though this doesn't look anything like it.
Well, it does, but it's like not construction, but like it's like if you took, like if they were both video game levels, they would have the same textures. Is what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the colors and all of the.
And look, they did this with this series. Why can't they do it with the Underground series? Because that did very well too. I think that the series started dropping in popularity after American Wasteland. Like, people had their problems with that, and they bitched because you could use, like, in the second. Well, actually, people bitched about it that were used to the first Gator mode. They were bitching about the story mode in it and stuff, but they kept that classic mode to kind of appease those people too. And then in the second one, they were like, well, there's other vehicles and people in the game that aren't skaters, like the Jackass guys and stuff, and people were pissed about
I
that.
thought that was cool.
I thought it was
I
cool
thought that
too.
added like fresh.
Yeah,
I thought
too.
it was cool that they were on Bam's team because they were like they had a thing together.
Yeah, they were his friends already, and I thought it was cool that you had the different, like
for people-
Jesse James is his motorized what the hell that thing is called?
Segway.
Yeah, the motorized Segway.
I thought it was cool, like for people that knew about BAMs, like people who know about Jackass and people who know about BAMs, like family and stuff. Like they added things for people, like almost like in jokes, but like you could still laugh at him even if you didn't know who Phil was.
Right.
Like he was like a playable character. Like even if you don't know who he is, he's still a fat guy in his underwear. that
In
you
his
play
underwear.
as.
That's funny. And the fact that Bam is a skater too, and that many of the people in Jackass also ride boards. You know, they may not be
Wee-man.
professional or whatever, but they know how to do it.
Wee-man's professional.
Yeah,
He's not that bad at it.
and
Wee-man's pretty good.
um,
Try not to break glass, because I don't know if that's, like, louder than our voices.
we're like or the thing that Steve-O had, that motorized bull
Yeah.
on the mechanical bull on the wheels. That was kind of cool, just because their stunts, a lot of Steve-O's stunts were with Pontius, the like predecessor to them doing the Wild Boy shit. It involved animals. Or people bitched about having the bike in American Wasteland, and I had a lot of fun with that because it took like the Hoffman engine and made it better.
Yeah.
You know, it looked better, and it was fun playing around on that bike once in a while. You get sick of skating, you grab your bike,
I think
you
I
ride your
accidentally-
bike.
I think I accidentally picked the same level.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, let's pick a new level. Ow.
So I mean, so really, the controls are pretty much the same in this, aren't they? It's just that
Yeah.
you have a better. It's better mapped for, I guess you would say, for that control. Whereas the older game, they were probably expecting people actually played that on a fucking keyboard on the PC.
Yeah, the number buttons were this was flip, grab, grind, jump,
Yeah.
and the directional.
wads.
I guess it was wads for directional. I have not played Los Angeles on Pro Skater. I think I completely avoided this on accident because I don't think this is that great of a level anyway. I don't remember what game this is from. Probably from maybe 2, I don't know, 3.
I don't see why they didn't just use all the maps from all 4 games in there. You know.
Because that would be a $30 game, not a $15.
So what?
Yeah, I've never played this game, this level in the HD version.
Wasn't this used in one of the classic
Thug 2.
modes?
This
too?
was used in Thug 2.
I thought so.
Thug 2 was the first game with classic mode. It was Thug 2 and American Wasteland were the only 2 with classic mode.
Yeah.
Which is sad that there's only, like, I can't believe there's only 3 games that were, like, the pinnacle of Tony Hawk's series.
That made it real
My-
fun.
my
I mean,
opinion,
yeah, it had a little bit for the new fans that would have been more into the story mode, and then you could see all those classic levels, and they did make them a little bit better even. You
Yeah.
know, they were better looking. They redid them. They just didn't use the same renders. Yeah, I don't think they'll ever do what we want, but I would love to see that happen. Like enough that I would bother them about it.
Yeah. Like, even if they don't HD port, like, the Underground games, I'd still like to play, like, Tony Hawk's Underground HD. Like, not Underground HD, but, like, how this is an HD of Pro Skater.
Right.
Like, how it has maps from, like, all 4 of them. Or, not all 4, the first 3. Because there are maps from the third one, because Canada is from 3, I think. It's in 3, I don't know if it's from 3, but it's definitely in 3. I don't think they did HD versions, or I don't think they redid levels until Underground came out,
Yeah.
and I'm not even sure if they did. Whoa, I forgot about this.
Yeah, it would be cool even if they weren't going to port the old games.
Just to like play the old levels again from Underground, just like
right. In that
in
style.
HD, just in
With
HD.
the new, with you being able to get off your board, with you having the new tricks that were introduced and the better controls and all that stuff.
I wish they just updated this game to add more levels, even if it like costed like $10 for like a level pack.
Right.
For like maybe
Yeah.
10 levels for $10, maybe $1 a level.
And
Which-
then you could have like a classic pack that did the rest of the ones that weren't used in the game.
Yeah.
And a new one, brand new shit.
This looks nothing like Los Angeles.
This is like some of the ones that were in
It's weird, cause like
Thug 2 and Thaw. Like I used to like the Alien one.
yeah, that was
Remember the Alien one and
cool. You know what I don't get about this?
the airport one. I think that
That's
was
in
from
this.
one
That's
of these.
in this. We
Is
can
it?
play that. Hang on. You know how the Hollywood sign is right there?
Yeah.
Remember American Wasteland? That makes no sense because that would be in the same universe as this. and
Yeah.
There's a. I don't get what's up with all these vans everywhere, just like driving in circles. Anyway, yeah. Let's go to the airport level.
The airport level was good. I used to have fun with that one. I'm
Airport
trying
level.
to think of some of the other ones from that. It was like my copy of Thug 2 had 2 extra levels.
Bermuda Triangle. Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz was one of them, and the
Santa
other.
Cruz is also in American Way. You know how in Santa Cruz, there's like shoelaces. There's like shoes on the.
Yeah, on the power lines.
The other day I saw that, like on the bus. I was on the bus and I saw that.
There's
saw,
funny stuff about that.
I saw a pair of Nikes on Powerline.
People used to say that it was like
This is from 3, I think, as well.
it was a code for a drug dealer's house, but usually it just meant that some kid got punked for their sneakers. Somebody threw their shoes, and there was these kids that did that to their own shoes, like 2 brothers. They threw each other's shoes up on the power line for an Amtrak thing, and they went and told their dad about it.
Yeah.
And he was all salty.
Whoa.
And he went and he got a ladder, and he figures, well, these are high power lines. They're very dangerous. So he was smart enough to use a wooden ladder that he leaned up on there. And once he made his 3 points of contact, he got shocked anyway because the ladder laid out in the yard and soaked up dew and rain. And it was waterlogged wood, and it conducted the electricity and killed him because his kids thought it would be funny to throw their fucking sneakers on a power line. So that's that story. Used to always see that. The sneakers.
Crap, that would have been awesome.
That would have been great transfer, yeah.
Ugh, I hate falling in Tony Hawk. So like makes me angry. It's like when you land something, it's so satisfying. It's like the complete opposite when you don't.
So I wonder what they're gonna do next with his series now that they got over. See, it's perfect to go into remaking that second series of games because they did this one. They knew that this board thing wasn't working and that people didn't like it and they thought it was too hard, and they're just like, well, fine, if kids want unrealistic skating games, then just have it.
Once we get a capture card, we should play that on PS3.
Oh my god.
Let's play
Anger inducing.
that. Yeah, let's play that. That'd be fun.
And
I don't like how Tony
well, if
Hawk's
we get
pants-
a capture card, we can play the ones we like the most on their home consoles.
Yeah.
Let's
just like, how much is a capture card? Like, we need to get one.
I don't want to skimp on it.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't want to get one that's like, this one is cheaper, and then it's a piece of shit.
It works for one game.
Right. I don't want it to be a garbage card. The ones that I were looking at were relatively expensive.
Like what, 200?
Yeah, somewhere around there. 2 and some change. But it seemed like they were the shit, though,
Yeah. Like, we could play, like, a whole, like, playthrough of a Tony Hawk game. Because those are not hard to beat. Those are, like, night. You can beat it in a night. People beat Tony Hawk games in a matter of 2 hours.
Once I did it once is what it was for me. You beat them one time and then you know what you're doing kind of thing.
Yeah.
But after I beat games, I start to use cheats on them.
If I were to beat, like, we should, like, beat all 3. That'd be cool. We could, like, make a character and, like, have it look terrible. And then just, like, import it. Well, we can't import it, but, like, recreate it for each game.
Yeah,
We could just play 1-3, or 1-2, and, Thaw.
Well, pretty much that's what I did with my game. Remember, I made my character look like me?
No. Can't make your character look like you. What is up?
As much as I could within the game.
I guess.
And people recognized it. My friends that would play and use my character would recognize it and say, like, hey, that's you. That was before I got on the playing female character kick. It's like, man, I play this game so much that I'd much rather look at a girl, even though it's not a real one.
Yeah.
I tell my friends that all the time, and they're like, yeah, I feel you. I got you.
Yeah, they're always like, "Why is your character a girl?" Until you tell them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's smart." Or like something stupid like that. This level's getting boring. You just go to the bottom and that's it. You just chill there for like an hour
Yeah,
and a
that's the
half.
one thing about any of these skate games. You always end up at the bottom,
in
even with skate.
Yeah, in
Remember,
skate 3,
you always
end up
ended
in
up
that red
that
skate
fucking
park.
area where the track is, like the running track.
Yeah, and you gotta
Or
look it out.
you're at the top by that by the university. You end up there, and then you like the garbage shit that's behind it and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like a drain. It looks like
Like
L.A. River kind of, but it's downhill. You can tell that it's like some kind of
Tony Hawk should have LA River as like a second downhill map. That'd be cool.
yeah.
You just add a bunch of ramps everywhere.
'Cause you sort of have it in one of the games. A little bit, don't you?
Yeah, No, there is a LA River in East LA.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
Thaw.
yeah.
That is the LA
Where
River.
Boone is
Yeah,
like
that's
in his underwear and that thing.
I don't know what this level's from. It might be new, actually. I don't know where it's from.
Marcel was in one of the. It may have came from. I think some of the classic mode levels that were in 2 and Thaw.
Yeah.
I think some of them were made up just for the games. Because that Alien one, I don't think was in it. Marcel was one of the other ones that you got. That was the other one. Remember I said there was 2 in my copy of Thaw 2?
Thaw 2?
Marseille is actually what it's called.
Is it a real place?
Marseille and Santa Cruz, I think, were the 2 that were extra.
Are they real places? I know
Yeah,
Santa
yeah,
Cruz is a
yeah.
real place. I didn't know that. Because this
This
is a
is-
skate park. Like,
Yeah.
this could be
Marseille is in
anywhere.
France or something.
Yeah, this could be anywhere.
Yeah, that's like when I was.
There's not really many physical features. Like, I guess it, like, they could say that it, like,
If you've
it
been
rains.
there, you might say, like, oh yeah, man.
Well, there's lightning going off and stuff. I guess you could, like, say that. Like, this could be Baltimore.
Yeah, yeah. Or anywhere.
This could be,
Could
yeah,
be
for real.
Wilmington.
Yeah.
It was sort of like that with the Philly one too. I mean, you go past Love Park in it, but otherwise, it
Doesn't
kind of
really.
looks the same.
It doesn't really look like Love Park anyway.
No, it doesn't.
Like, there's
It's
like
just
a
a sign.
fountain. There's a fountain and then the sign. That's about it. Other than that, it's just like town.
Yeah. Well, the Chicago one, because I was showing them Bonnie. I'm like, look, I'm in Chicago, and they're like, where the fuck is that even? And you're inside. You're in like a skating. It looks like one of the tournaments that you go to.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like an inside skate park thing. And it's like, well, there's nothing really all that impressive about it.
I know there's like a secret about this level. It's like somewhere around here. It's like a secret.
Okay, guys, we're back. We had edited out a little spot in the video that hit a boring dry spot there for a second.
Found
Right
out
now.
where the when we left off, I was just mentioning a secret area, and I found out where it was. It is actually exactly where it was, right in front of where I was. It's not that big of a secret area, but it's just.
But yeah, but maybe you wouldn't find that. Maybe you wouldn't hit that thing. And here we are now, like in the
Yeah, opens up.
Cavern of Secrets at Hogwarts.
Chamber of Secrets.
Chamber of Secrets, whatever.
Here is the.
It's a little secret area, a little hidden spot.
Yeah, it's nothing too special. It's nothing too big. As I said, it's a small little area.
But it's
That
still
might be
cool
something
to
if-
find it, you know.
If I
and you
take
can
all
go-
these out, it might be something might happen. That's how Tony Hawk games work. If you do.
Yeah, yeah, you do stuff like that. It's like, remember the New Orleans level in American Wasteland, the World Destruction Tour? What did you do? And then you would unlock it and make that Baron come out. I forget what happened, but you had to do. You had to do those grinds around those graves and break off the casket clips.
Yeah.
And then you did like a.
See, we need to get
Some-
a capture card in place.
Like you did that like nose trick or something. You transferred into that grave, and he would come out and tell you to do. He turned everything into zombies, and you had to. He made you do tricks for him.
Yeah, I don't even care that like Thought isn't even 9 years old yet. I still want to play that like as soon as possible. We can play that. I did everything to all the lights. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Probably a way to get back. Maybe I just go back the way I came from. I don't know. This level's. I don't know. I like this level, but there's nothing special about it other than that secret area. It's probably. I think it's the only secret area in the whole game.
It doesn't look like you can get out, huh?
No, you can. It's just.
You probably have to. If you.
Be
Yeah,
way
there you
easier
go.
if you get off your stupid board.
Right. Then that's my point. You know. I mean. There's times when, that would be necessary, maybe, to set yourself up for a different trick. Maybe you're trying to start from standing at the top of a ramp, but you can't do that.
We have not gone to Canada. We haven't done Downhill Jam. We haven't done. I don't want to do Venice Beach. We've done. Let's just finish up. Let's just play all the levels. We'll just do a little brief thing for each level. Did I pick Downhill Jam just now or Canada?
I don't know.
I picked Canada.
Canada. It's
This is from 3.
Chris Granger is in this.
We'll find him.
Secret character. He's hidden though. You can't see him. You can just see where he's hiding. There he was up there.
No,
He was in disguise.
He is Chris Granger. Is this him? It doesn't even look like Chris Granger at all.
No, nobody. The closest you come to Chris Granger in a game is Mike V.
Actually, you know what? I can. Story.
Who now is singing for Black Flag.
Crap! I picked a. I keep doing that. This is the second time I did it. I picked a level on accident again. Okay, so Chris Granger. I don't know if you know this, but recently, you became homeless, and he got in this game, and he got really old.
That doesn't look like Chris either.
Well, he has a beard.
Not like Chris's.
Chris has a beard, and he has a. There you go.
I don't know.
Actually, that model looks really cool. Like, that's like a really high-res model.
A volley?
Yeah. No, I mean just like in general. That looks like it's like a detailed model.
Yeah,
Really detailed. Whoa. Where's Chris?
He's hiding.
Where
He's
is he?
inside that building that you're
Like
skating
that over there?
house up
Yeah,
there.
he lives in that house over
In
there.
the chalet. He's up there hiding. He's like, there's skaters around. I'm gonna get out. Hide in my room. And listen to some Megadeth.
Does Chris like Megadeth? Whoa.
Probably not particularly.
You don't like him particularly. I don't like Megadeth particularly either.
I don't care about them. It's kind of, I don't know, it's not as lackluster as I thought it was.
What, this level?
The level, yeah, it's alright.
To skate park in Canada.
Yeah, yeah. But see, you know what though, to me, like, I bet this isn't a real skate park. I think that they were just getting like,
I miss Skatopia. That should be.
I was just gonna say something
That should
about
be a
that
level
too.
Skatopia.
I think they're just being like racist.
Like stereotypical. Just
Yeah,
like,
they're
oh,
like, oh, let's
it's
just
cold. Let's.
there's snow and let's make stuff out of wood and we'll say that it's Canadian. You know, like if
Yeah.
they did Baltimore, they would just have like dead bodies.
They have done Baltimore, and there weren't dead bodies. They did an Proving Ground, remember?
Yeah.
Whoa, what was that
yeah,
move?
Yeah.
Did you see that move?
I block a lot out of those games.
Whoa.
Especially, you know what I remember? Let's see, which one? You start off in your neighborhood and you can't leave. Is that Proving Ground or Project 8?
That's Underground.
No. of those games. You start off in the neighborhood and it's gated and you can't leave. And you have to
That's
shut.
Project 8.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Jersey. It's like, what? How did you not know that? That doesn't look like Jersey either. It just looks like a town, a crappy town.
No, it doesn't really. I mean, but
There's
you know what?
There's not even any like distinct like thing that makes it like you know like how bless you like you know how Philly has like at least it has like a thing of Love Park and stuff and like this, but Jersey doesn't even have like anything.
Well, I mean, like, and they also pick like one of the seediest. Like that neighborhood looks horrible. So that's as bad as some of the worst places in Jersey, where people would never go. You know.
In New York, there's what is there in New York? There's really nothing in New York either except for skyscrapers and like
Right.
business people everywhere, which is also stereotypical.
Yeah. I mean.
It's
It
Manhattan.
did-
It's not even It's not New York. It's Manhattan,
Right.
which is in New York, obviously.
It's one of.
I get actually no. There are distinct places because there's like that whole like graffiti thing that may or may not be real, and there's like what is it? There was like a whole bunch of places. There's
Yeah.
Because I remember they named them off. It was like
Yeah, they tell you when you're doing stuff.
yeah, there
What
no,
to do.
yeah there were a
You
whole
have to
bunch
do
of
that
people.
line.
And they were all real too. They're all
Yeah,
real places.
yeah. Well, like it's still generic. Like the Boston one was pretty generic too.
Boston, yeah, it's just like oh, there's like
And I'm trying to think what else there was.
there's Ben Franklin. Oh no.
Right, that was the dude, the Franklin something. I forget what his trick was.
The Franklin.
Was it just called the Franklin?
He called it the Franklin, but it's called the Franklin Air, I think.
Yeah.
Which that bothered me as a kid for some reason.
And well, you went to Australia in that one too, I think.
There's like a shrimp vendor,
Yeah.
and there's
That was your extra character in it. You were in that stupid.
and there's a beach. Like turning off games are really sad. That was unrealistic what I just did, by the way. It was extremely unrealistic with that 360. But
You remember you would you had that beaver houser guy that you don't like that's trying to make you like sell out in your video, and you had to do the you had to do that grind across the power lines to make the birds that were sitting on it pissed off and shit on his head.
yeah. And downhill jam because I'm not doing Venice Beach because I hate that.
Or no, they didn't. You made him shit on other people, and you were dressed as him.
Yeah.
So the police came to arrest him to get rid of him. So you didn't have to deal with him anymore.
Oh crap! I totally forgot about that. Actually, I don't
Yeah,
think I ever
yeah.
did that in the HD version. I think I just now.
Which one is this? I know.
This is Downhill Jam, which
Right,
was
right,
in
right.
one. I think was in one. And I know for a fact it was in Thaw. I didn't know you could do that. Wow.
Yeah.
And there weren't like that fog. This looks like a SSX map just
Yeah,
because of that
yeah.
the flare things or whatever.
Yeah, I miss on tour also.
Should we play that? Let's just do like a whole.
Well, we need a capture card, but I have the one surf game too.
No, that game sucks.
It's as far as surf games go, it's all right. It's better than the Kelly Slater one.
The Airwalk is like my favorite move ever. I don't know if it's physically possible to like do it like for that. I know it's physically possible to do it, because that doesn't seem like that hard to do if you have enough air.
Right. That's what it's all about.
But I mean, like keeping it like that, and like in the other games, they move their legs. Like,
yeah, like they're running in place.
Yeah. Because it's called an airwalk. It's not called an air. Just jump with your legs out. Where are all the other?
There used to be shoes called Airwalks. I don't know if they still make Airwalk sneakers or not.
Probably not. And if they do, they're probably like super indie and nobody has them.
They weren't though. They were as commonplace as Vans back in the day. And they had lace savers on them.
What?
Lace savers. It was like a strip of fabric, whatever the shoe was made out of. Usually they were suede, that covered your whole lace, and it velcroed down to cover them from getting all bitched up from skating.
Oh.
Doing tricks, it rubbed up against the suede instead of rubbing on your shoelaces and making them all weak and break.
It's kind of a good idea.
Yeah, and at the time everybody had them, and I guess you didn't think of them not looking cool. But in hindsight, they look kind of dumb. I had a couple pairs that had them.
Let's just play Tony Hawk games from now on. I don't want to play any more games. Just play Tony Hawk.
And I got Bones Brigade to sign my lace guards, and then I cut them off my sneakers and put them away somewhere. And I don't know what happened to them.
Probably gone forever.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's like no way that they're here.
No.
Yeah, I've gone through this level like 3 times.
So it's like
Oh my god.
the people that I met at that time that were famous were Mullen and Tommy Guerrero. And Tommy Guerrero doesn't skate anymore. But he did have a song on Underground 1 or 2 because he makes music now.
What's it called?
I forget. It was that doom doom doo doom doom doo doom doom doo.
That's Thaw.
Huh?
That's Thaw. It also sounds like that Gary Newman song that you were doing.
Oh, you're thinking of Friends Electric?
Yeah.
It doesn't for real.
No, it doesn't. But that no.
Yeah, but I knew I was.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from Thaw. That was like my favorite song on Thaw
It
for a while.
didn't have.
Whoa, what is this part?
It didn't have any words to it. It
Yeah.
just had some guy like singing like a little part behind. It wasn't words.
I do not remember this part.
And of course, the other one, Mullen, has been in like most of
Mullen's in
the
this game.
games.
Pretty sure Mullen's. Yeah, Mullen's in this game. I have not seen this part of the level.
So yeah,
From this point of view, at least.
I saw Mullen when he was still a kid.
Yeah.
And it was a big, like, a lot of the stuff that he invented, he hadn't invented yet.
What do you mean?
Like the tricks that he would take from street and transfer them, or from ramp and transfer them into street and stuff. He hadn't done a lot of that yet. And he was doing manuals on a half pipe, like on the flat and just a little bit of the vert.
Like this? What are you talking about?
Like, instead of riding the whole ramp and pumping and getting air on it, he was just kind of using the flat and the gravity from going from one side to the other.
Like that? Like what I was just
Sort of, but not as
cool.
not fast.
Yeah.
And he was doing some of his stuff.
Whoa.
You know.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was awesome. No, what I was just doing there was actually kind of cool. That's like possible too. A lot of this stuff in Tony Hawk is not possible. At least together, to do together. You could probably do.
Well, they were saying like with Skate that it was going to be more realistic, and it isn't. Not by the third game, anyway.
No, it's not. The glitches are way too crazy for that game to be realistic at all. It is more realistic. It's
Yeah, but you know what?
not
If I want, like,
realistic.
I always thought that was part of the fun of it, was go bigger.
I still think Skate is better than the new Tony Hawk. Like if
Oh yeah.
as a like
But it's not as fun.
Skate is a better competitor than Tony Hawk. Like
Where Tony Hawk went,
Skate came out in 2006.
right?
And
So it's compatible.
Like Skate came out in like about 2006, and if it came out at that point and they were competitors, which they really aren't, but if they were, then they would. That Skate would win if it came out before, before like 2006, it would not be a good competitor really.
I'm curious about Sean White's game.
That's a good game. We should get that and play it. We have games to get. We need to get No More Heroes for PS3 and that game and the capture card.
So we have a snowboard game.
No, you don't, because that game broke.
No, it didn't.
It doesn't work. Go in and put the disc in the PS3 right now. It doesn't work.
Oh, that's right. It doesn't work.
Let's play Snow. That game's way better.
Snow is still buggy. I know that Snow is going to be good once they get things sorted
The
out.
Sean White game works more than Snow does.
Yeah, but the Sean White game isn't in beta.
This game is fun. Downhill Jam is fun. Let's play Downhill Jam. Play every Tony Hawk game.
I love Downhill Jam. I thought Downhill Jam was a great game.
Let's play every Tony Hawk game we have.
We have from 3 to Ride.
No, 3 to this game, because this game came out after Ride.
Well, that's
we
true.
don't have Shred, because nobody
No.
wants Shred.
Well, can you blame us? If I saw Shred for really cheap with the controller, I might get it just because I have the other ones.
The controller.
Does it work?
Probably.
I thought they weren't compatible
Shred
with each
has-
other because they made it better or something.
Shred has snowboarding in it and stuff.
Does it?
Yeah, it did in the commercials. I don't know if it still does, or if it did when it came out, but it should have. It's dumb. Tony kind of ruined itself, and then it kind of picked itself up with this a little bit.
Well, it's because they got too far off the mark.
It's gonna be the best game ever. It's gonna have every map from every game that I played when I was 10. It's gonna have all the characters and all the songs. It really isn't more than it needs to be, other than the maps that they should have added.
Right.
But
Well,
like,
I think I don't know. They just picked some of them.
this
It
game,
has a lot of them.
this game doesn't feel unfinished to me. Feels like I'm playing a Tony Hawk game.
Yeah, it didn't feel compromised to me at all.
It doesn't feel like. Actually, it feels like I'm playing a Neversoft. Like, it's not made by Neversoft, but it feels like a Neversoft game. It feels like it could be, even though it isn't, which it should be.
That was their mistake.
I don't know what's up with Neversoft. What happened? Like, are they gone or like? Because I have never seen Neversoft make another game that isn't a Tony Hawk game that I can think of.
What
like,
the hell?
There's like
Shit.
one.
What was Guitar Hero's people at first?
That's Guitar Hero was made by Neversoft too.
But what was the other
Harmonix.
company?
Harmonix. Neversoft replaced Harmonix,
Right.
didn't they? Yeah, Neversoft.
Harmonix replaced Neversoft. Because remember,
No.
one of the games has Judy Nails in it as a unlockable, and I think maybe the guy that looks like Eddie Riggs too, whatever his name is. You know what I'm talking about?
Eddie, just the guy from 1. The guy that's on the cover of 2.
Yes, the mullet guy.
How is that a mullet? It's just long hair.
He's kind of got a mullet, doesn't he?
No.
Whatever, that guy. Him too. I know that Judy is, and I think he's one also.
The last game that Harmonix made was 2. Was Guitar Hero 2 or Encore? I don't remember. But Neversoft replaced Guitar. Yeah, and I was happy because I was like, oh yeah, I already know they're good at making games because it made Tony Hawk games.
Maybe that's why she was in there then. Because,
What the heck? Well, stuck at the end of the level.
well, it's still, no matter what, it's still Activision.
I'm going way
Tony
too
Hawk has a
fast.
few games under contract still.
Tony Hawk has, Activision. Did you know there's a Call of Duty character in Tony Hawk's Underground 2?
Yeah.
You could play as a Call of Duty character because Activision makes it's like a generic soldier though. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until a while ago.
All the old ones have cool stuff. Because you play
You
Spider-Man,
can play Shrek,
Wolverine, Jango Fett.
Shrek, Darth Maul, Shrek,
Yeah, Darth Maul.
Shrek.
Shrek.
You can play Shrek if you
Yeah,
beat
but
this.
Shrek wasn't in the Pro Skater stuff.
No, but there's still good characters. Billy Joe Armstrong, James Hetfield, whatever the other guy, the bassist for. Is that the new bassist?
Robert Trujillo. Yeah.
Is it?
You could Travis Barker. There was what rapper? There was a rapper.
Steve Williams might be a rapper.
No, an actual rapper.
Deltron is.
No.
Del should be in a Tony Hawk game. That'd be cool.
He's one of the little.
Even though nobody knows what Del looks like.
Lil Jon. Lil Jon.
Lil Jon was in Tony Hawk.
He was in one of them.
Which one? I want to play that game.
And let me think. Who else? We said Barker. Did we say Barker? Kat Von D is in one of them.
The whole Kiss.
Yeah, all the Kiss. Eddie the Head from Iron Maiden.
Yeah. Mike V counts.
What?
Does Mike V count? Mike V is a unlockable character in. Oh yeah, Lil Jon.
But that reminds me. Adam Yauch, the late Beastie Boy. Adam Yauch is in one of them too. MCA.
You could have said MCA.
Huh?
Nobody knows Adam Yauch. Everyone knows MCA. I like how they gave him fake sponsors.
Yeah.
Everyone's probably sponsored by Vans, except for.
Well, James Hetfield actually used to skate. Like, not professionally, but he enjoyed skateboarding. And Zorlak actually put out a Metallica board that had Pusshead art. Pusshead was like a artist that was big on the punk scene, doing album covers and gig flyers and stuff. And he did a lot of Zorlak's art at that point in time. It was a skull that had hair on it and eyes in the sockets, and he had like a bandana tied on his head like a pirate. And I don't remember, he had something behind it, and just said model Metallica. Yeah, so anyway, another Tony Hawk game from the franchise. This one is Pro Skater Dose.
Whoa, did you see that chopper?
Yeah, I did.
This is the Dreamcast version of 2. I don't know what's up with the shadow going up. Do you see like the
weird
shadow
render thing that's going on with
graphical
this?
error, but I don't know. I never played this level ever, actually. Cause this is like my first time legitimately playing Pro Skater 2, like the actual. But this is known to be the best version of it. So good.
So anyway, what map are you on? What do they call this map? Do you remember?
It's in Mexico.
Oh yeah. Right. It looks like a bowl place.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, see, there's a bowl.
Oh, it's like underground too.
Yeah, kinda. And there's shit all over the place. And there comes the bowl, throws you up and knocks you off the board. Although, well, no, in 2 you sketch the bull, don't you? Don't you grab his tail and take a ride?
Take the photo That's what that song's from. And Tony Hawk Ride. Get it?
Tony Hawk Ride, one of the worst games of the franchise.
The best game ever. Tony Hawk Ride. Best game ever. I never played this map ever. I don't like this map, so let's play new one.
Alright. So we're gonna
You know what we
pick a
could
different
do?
map.
We could just make that episode an hour and have this be a short episode and just have that other Tony Hawk episode with the 1, 2, and yeah, let's just do that.
Just have them together?
Yeah, we'll put all 3 of them together. Let's make it a big extravaganza of Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk, because Tony Hawk games are good. Overall, as many, I would say that with the amount of Tony Hawk games in the franchise, they did better than, say, the Friday the 13th movies, you know?
Yeah.
Or any movies that went into, well, let's see, you got Project 8, Downhill Jam would be 9, and the 2 board games is 11, plus if you count Skateland and Remix, that's 13 games. If I'm thinking right, there's 13 games in the franchise.
Are you talking about handhelds too?
Well, that would cover Skateland and Thug 2 Remix.
And the GBA games and the GBC games.
Well, they're just ports of that have the same name and stuff, you know? I mean, technically speaking, there may be more than...
Those are both ports too.
Oh no, wait, and I forgot. There's and then HD. That would be 14.
Skateland and Remix are both ports as
Yeah,
well.
but they're
Whoa.
different.
Yes.
Kinda. So you either say 14 or 12. But Tony Hawk, from what I understand, was contractually obligated to 15 games. But I don't know if that was appearances or actually his game because he was in a Hoffman game. He was in one or two of the Hoffman game.
What was his contract?
15.
So there's at least one more game.
Yeah, possibly two.
He should just have more games.
Well, he should just keep going.
Or just quit.
Unless he's gonna do something stupid. It was like, it seemed like they improved upon the Pro Skater games with each new title. Then they made the jump with the story modes for the Underground trilogy. Dev and I consider American Wasteland part of the same trilogy.
They already know that.
Yeah, I guess we've already said that before numerous times, but we're saying it again just for clarity's sake. And then I would consider the 8 and what's the other one?
Wait, what? Proving Ground?
Proving Ground and yeah.
Sorry, just concentrate. From what I know, this level is literally just half pipe and a ramp
Yeah.
that you can't get past.
So wait,
Or never mind.
There's four
I lied.
There's four different eras in the games, I guess you would say.
Pro Skater, Underground, the realistic ones after that, and
And then the board-driven games.
and there's a new one.
And then the return
has
back
one
to
game.
the classic, which I would consider is still, even though it's high def, it's still a Pro Skater game. It's just improving upon points from it. Obviously, we feel that the Underground period is the strongest in the franchise, but a lot of people argued that because they liked this better. They don't like the story mode or whatever. But from 2 and American Wasteland, you got classic levels like this too, with all the different aspects about it, with getting combo or skate or collecting tapes or.
When did the Sam Raimi trilogy come out? The first Spider-Man. Do you think this is made like as a promotion for that?
The first Spider-Man.
Even though Spider-Man doesn't look like this in the movie. Like I know Activision has rights to Marvel in video games.
Yeah,
So
they
you
have
put any
Wolverine in one of them also.
Yeah, and
I think he's in 3.
yeah, he is. And I don't know what's up with that Darth Maul in there.
Yeah, and Jango Fett is in.
Yeah, maybe that's something
No,
with Lucas.
Iron Man is in one also.
Iron Man's in Underground.
Yeah. The first Spider-Man came out. Well, you got to figure how little you were. The first Spider-Man came out in the new millennium, but I don't know exactly when. When did this come out? Do you remember?
2000. This game?
Yeah.
2000.
I would be inclined. It was after that. I was living in Covington when this came out.
This
When
game?
the Spider-Man movie came out. I'm thinking,
Is that
this
the
was
first
just-
Spider-Man movie?
yeah.
Like ever? Like
The Maguire. There was a live-action television show in the 70s, and they strung episodes of that together to make TV movies, but they weren't actual movies. You know? The Spider-Man is like, he kind of is to Marvel as like the Superman might be to DC. But then, I don't know, because Batman is pretty big. They call Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman the big three, where they're like big 3 characters. But I would say if they had a poster boy, it would be Superman with Batman for a close tie. But Spider-Man is definitely Marvel's poster boy.
Yeah.
I think he's just there because he's probably their most famous. Although I would say that Logan, the Wolverine, is a pretty close second, particularly with the movies.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, Jackman's depiction. He's been in all those X-Men films, and people really like seeing the Wolverine in live action.
Do you think anyone else could play Logan?
Well, I imagine so. I didn't think much of Hugh Jackman playing him until I actually saw him playing him. If I didn't know who he was, I'm like, well, who's this guy? Logan is supposed to be, like, short.
Yeah,
Logan
he's
is,
not tall.
No, and Jackman is. Like, Logan is kind of, like, he's built like a bulldog, you know? He's like this little, short, stout guy that's, like, totally ripped in the chest and arms area. And he's just got these little, short, stubby legs or whatever. And Jackman is just, he's pretty tall. Jackman's probably at least 6 foot. I don't know. And he's ripped all over because of this role, though, you know?
I haven't seen him in many other things.
I think Spider-Man's just there because of his popularity. Because I'm almost positive. The first good movie Marvel put out was the X-Men, and that came out probably in 2000 or 2001, but Spider-Man didn't come out for a few years after.
Well, actually, it might be Neversoft that owned Marvel and video games.
Yeah.
But it's probably Activision because they're like the bigger company.
Right. It would make more sense. Activision's been around for a really long time. Long enough that they were in the game when Atari was, and they were like...
Yeah, but they're not developers, they're publishers.
Right. Although, back in those days, I think that their developers worked for them, you know?
Yeah, probably.
Like in the Atari days, because they had maybe 7 or 8 big name guys at the time that worked for them that developed their games. And I always considered them, like, I didn't know about third party and all that at the time, you know, when Atari was out. But I almost considered their games to be sometimes even better than Atari's actual games that came out for the system. By today's standards, they don't look great or anything, and some of them weren't all that hot. But they definitely made better games than any of the... I consider them second party, if there's such a thing.
It's called the Bull Ring.
Right.
Philly.
Whereas all the other, it's hit or miss. Activision, the fact that they're still on the map is pretty impressive.
Well, Call of Duty.
Like, even Atari isn't on the map anymore.
Yeah, they got bought out by... I think Sega bought them, and then Sega bought, Atlas, which is cool. I like Atlas. They make cool games. They make Persona and stuff. Which, Persona is another game that you'd probably like, but haven't gotten into yet.
Right.
The PlayStation version looks so bad compared to this. Like, this could be an early PS2 game.
Right. The sad thing with that, too, is that, with the backwards compatibility, it doesn't add anything to it, you know? Like, when you're playing a PS1 game on your PS2, it looks just as bad, you know?
Yeah.
But, again, it's all about the times. When you were playing PS1 games on your PS1 and that's all you had, it was the best thing going.
The thing's already drained.
Yeah.
Did I do that on accident?
I don't know.
Wait, I want to retry that. I want to see. Did I do that? Where is it? You've been to Philly. Where is it? No, it's already drained. I don't get that now.
It's gone.
That might be part of this emulator.
It might be.
I don't know.
Nintendo hates emulators.
Nintendo. Everybody hates emulators. Well, Nintendo can't get money anyway from these games.
I know. I don't get the problem with their... they have not released even a fraction of their classic games on the VC, which I think is fantastic. The VC is fantastic. That's the virtual console for those out of the know. You can download those games on your Wii, and they also have one for the 3DS
And the DS.
and the 2DS, and yeah, maybe the DS. You're getting the old games from like NES, Game Boy Color. They even have some Game Gear games on there too. And they have a lot of games, but they don't roll out with Bullring or third-party shit on there. It's just their licensed stuff. The same kind of stuff that they actually give points out for.
Yeah.
Or stuff that was... Well, I don't know, though, because Mega Man's on there.
Wait, there's a second Venice Beach. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was a second Venice Beach map. Wait, Venice Beach was in 1, right?
I thought so.
Maybe it's in 2? I don't know. New York. Yeah, it's in 2.
Yeah.
It's from 2. Yeah, I didn't know.
Right. And the Marseille was also, as I mentioned earlier, a bonus in the collector's edition of Tony Hawk Underground 2.
Maybe I want to see if this is the same school from HD and not 1, because yeah.
Yeah.
In HD, it's the school from
two.
Pro Skater 2 and
Yeah.
not from. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's still not that great of a map. I
And
still
they-
like the first school better.
And they put a school in either Proving Ground or Project 8. Remember, it had
It was in
that...
Project 8. It was not. It didn't look like this.
No, but it had the awning that was painted like a piano, and when you did a grind on it, it played notes.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that was kind of cool. And I think your creepy, the Shining sisters are there. The ones that try to get you in trouble and say they're going to tell on you and shit.
Yeah.
I think they're there. Like, you're not supposed to be skating at school. We will tell on you.
Let's try France.
France.
Do you ever I don't know if I've mentioned this before. Maybe even on the show. Because my leg falls asleep all the time during the show. It's just a thing that happens. My leg's asleep to where the point, if I move it at all, it tenses up really bad and it feels really uncomfortable.
My ass tends to hurt during the show.
I don't know if that, maybe that special place isn't, I don't know. This does not look like the same map. Look at this.
No, it doesn't.
There's like no background
It
compared to
looks-
the other one. It looks a lot different.
It looks like it's after a
This
bunch
is-
of people skated here, like bad skaters that ruin things.
No, I mean, look at the background.
Yeah.
There was a
There's-
background.
Yeah,
in the HD
not
version.
just like in the middle
Not
of
just
nowhere.
like a texture, yeah.
Yeah. What were we watching that on before? Somebody else's video?
What do you mean?
The background for it. What were we?
We were playing it on the HD version.
Oh, right. That's what it was. Yeah. Well, maybe they enhanced the shit some on there too.
I'm sure they did. Like, there's no cars in the background.
Right.
Maybe there is. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a car.
it's a police.
Yeah, there's no secret area, I don't think.
I don't remember where it was. It's up here
It was
somewhere, isn't
like, it was where the trees are. It was in this area. I don't know where it went.
You could go up in the mountains and see the Sasquatch.
It's not Skatopia.
Yeah, I remember the rumor of the Sasquatch in
San
San
Andreas.
Andreas. It's not there.
There's like something over there and like a crowd.
It's French people doing French people things.
Blue Torch. What's up with like, didn't like, you know, like every Tony Hawk game has like Nokia and Motorola all over it,
Yeah, they always have sponsors.
but for like phone companies and stuff.
Well, in the one, I guess it was either American Wasteland or Thug 2. They would call you on a Nokia. You'd hear the little Nokia song. And the
Yeah.
one where Jason Lee is your coach, Coach Frank or whatever,
Yeah.
he calls. I don't remember what kind of phone it was. It was something else. It was like,
Probably a T-Mobile side.
I was gonna say it's T-Mobile. I think.
Yeah.
There are aspects about the games I didn't like that I did like though. Like I like Jason Lee being in a game.
Yeah, Jason Lee's cool.
Um,
Jason Lee was in that game one Tony Hawk.
yeah.
Jason
But
Lee's
I mean,
the
he deserves to be in a skate game. Because for the people that
He's
don't
in
know,
two.
huh?
He's in 2 skate games.
Yeah.
He plays Coach Frank in Skate 3.
Does he?
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's in a skate game too, isn't he? Jason Lee was a skateboarder before he was an actor.
But it's cool that he's Coach Frank because that shows his skating skills are like representing sort of acting skills who gets played.
Right.
I like Jason Lee. He's cool. He's good actor.
Jason Lee's funny. Generally funny. Everything I've ever seen him in, I've liked at least what he did in it. You know?
His best movie is probably Alvin and Chipmunks, Chipwrecked.
Nah.
Yeah, probably. What's his best movie?
His best role is Earl
Earl.
Hickey.
That's his best role, but it's not his best movie.
Well,
It's
that's not a movie.
at all.
You know, oh, speaking of which, I kept meaning to mention this to you. I saw this thing with people that made the show. They basically spoil the ending that never happened, and it's pretty good. I actually like it. They never intended for Earl to finish his list because he had so much. I mean, what is it, like 5 or 6 seasons, and he wasn't anywhere near finished?
4.
Well, what they were gonna have was somebody in an episode, some other character was gonna have him on their list, and he's all astounded to find out that other people have their own karma list too. And then he like notices that all these people around him have lists of their own, and he feels redeemed by that. He feels like he inspired people with his own list, and he realizes that he's done, and he doesn't need to do his list anymore because he's got people, you know, he feels better about it, and he can like live with the stuff on his list that he missed because all these other people are basically doing good too.
It's not a bad ending.
What?
It's not a bad ending.
I think it's a great ending.
Yeah.
I think they should do like a 2-hour TV movie and just finish with Earl.
If it ended 5 years ago.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago. Probably closer to 5 nowadays.
Well, if they get rid of all the good shows. I just don't get it. I thought people liked that show. I mean, I know we caught most of it after the fact. I didn't think I would like it. I didn't think that I would like a show about like redneck kind of people,
me
sort of.
neither.
You know?
I just thought it really dumb.
Yeah. But people that I knew were like, no, dude, come on, it's Jason Lee. He's awesome, right? And I'm like, yeah, well, he is pretty awesome. Anybody that's like appeared in that many View Askew films and was a badass skateboarder back in the day, I mean, granted, you know, acting can put you in some fucked up positions. You have to take some shitty roles, like the Chipmunks.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But I mean, he can be. The thing about it is he's the redeeming factor there. You've got 3 annoying, cartoony, fucking bullshit things. But then again, you know, like there's Scooby-Doo. You could argue the same thing about that, and people don't like that movie or whatever, but I did. I thought the Scooby-Doo movie was decent, and some of the people that were in it were annoying.
Yeah.
But Scooby wasn't.
Not particularly.
So the Chipmunks don't have to be annoying. They just fucking are.
Yeah, this is definitely New York.
Yeah, because New York.
Get 'em, kind of. But also Statue of Liberty. Kind
Yeah.
of.
The cities are generic.
Whoa.
What the fuck is that? Oh, is it some weird rendering or something? Yeah.
Some kind of shadow render messed up.
They're so generic.
This is not a good level. This is too big of a level. I don't like that shadow thing.
Yeah, that thing is distracting. It's like when.
It's nothing like New York. New York has people all over the place. First of all,
It doesn't matter
all
that
the
it's
time.
night.
There's always people all over. The second thing, New York doesn't just end.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the world does not end with New York right there.
Right, right. That's like a bad. Like a lot of them that you know that you're hitting the end of it when there's like a tunnel or something that you can't go into. But I mean that looks bad.
I don't know if it's part of the emulator or not, but
Yeah,
whoever made that kind of goof.
No matter, doesn't matter what end it was on.
We're probably hitting about the hour and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a special long Tony episode
For Neversoft.
for Neversoft.
Neversoft died last month.
And for Activision, who lives on. And for fucking Marvel Comics, because they sold to Disney.
A year and a half. 2
But-
years ago.
but-
5 years ago.
And since then, they've used the word fuck in at least 2 movies. So
Did they
two
do it
two
before?
movies. Huh?
Did they do it before?
It's in the newest X-Men movie also.
No, they do it before. Before Disney.
In a Disney film?
Before Disney did Marvel use F-bombs.
No.
So Disney is influencing.
Maybe. I don't know.
language.
I think it was like their way to like thumb their nose at them. They were like, guess what? Hugh Jackman's gonna say fuck. He's gonna be in your movie, so you get all the fanboys happy to see Wolverine for 30 seconds, but the only thing he's gonna say is fuck off. And then they make reference to that in Days of Future Past. The newer guy, the younger version of Professor X, Professor Xavier, tells Logan to fuck off. He's like, hey, I remember you, and I remember what you said to me, and I'm gonna say it back to you now, so go fuck off. I was like, heh, funny.
That happened to way better level.
Yeah.
One thing that Tony Hawk's, or it's one thing that this series got better at is making levels.
What was the one? Shit. It was in, I'm pretty sure it was in Thug 1. And it's a nighttime city level. And it's a classic mode only. And remember you
There's
have
no
to,
classic mode in Thug Life.
then it's Thug 2. And it's maybe the second or third one. And you had to do some kind of acid drop to get yourself thrown way up on a roof to get one of the collectibles. But it wasn't New York. And it was the same way. It's like these empty night cities where there's like one car that keeps looping around. Like for as good as these games are, if I think too hard on it and dissect them, they're not as good.
What do you mean?
Like as far as like
This is probably
not the actual gameplay itself, just the other aspects of the game. You know, we all know that, you know, a pretty game is a bonus if it's still fun. It's like there's lots of games that don't look all that great that are a lot more fun. Like just think, like case in point, all the Army Men games we don't like. You know, look how good they look.
Yeah, but they don't use color or anything. They're just all
Well, yeah,
brown,
they're
gray.
real gray and
I like colorful games.
yeah. I'd rather play something colorful.
What?
But even some of the games that I like aren't all that colorful. Killing Floor is pretty devoid of color.
Yeah.
But I still like it, you know?
I think this is a real place. I think this is a real skate park, probably.
Yeah.
I would say so. I don't know.
What is it called? I recognize
It's like
it.
Skate Ventura or something.
Yeah.
Let me check. Pretty sure it's called Skate Ventura. Yeah, it's called
Yeah.
Street
yeah.
Ventura.
So it's like one of those indoor comp places or something, or an
It's like
actual
somewhere in Lower California.
pay to
It's like
park.
Southern California. Mexico, Hawaii. skate center. Oh, it doesn't have a thing on the map. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's not on.
Because it's not on the map. Yup.
Mm,
School 2.
anyway, we're done.
Yeah, so that was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 for the Dreamscape.
Dreams? What?
What the fuck is it?
Dream-
Dreamcast. For the fucking Dreamcast. And, yeah, whatever. That's it. Keep it retro, bitches.
And skate outside.